Recording. Good. Okay. Awesome sauce. All right, you guys. So welcome, welcome. Uh, we are going to start with our breath. And as we've done for the last couple of weeks, I want us to really bring our breath into our rib cage before we bring it into our low belly. So we're going to do some rib cage work before we go into the belly. Also, one of the things that we did yesterday is we're working a little bit more on touch and sensation. So what we did yesterday was we started by just simply tapping tips of thumb to index finger, middle finger. We did this individually yesterday. Today we'll go ahead and do it together. Just kind of run through that a couple times. And what I find is that just by simply doing that, by doing that little touch, it makes, I don't know how to explain it, but because there's so many little nerve endings in the tips of our fingers and in our hands, what that does is it just kind of helps stimulate all of them. And then also kind of helps wake our brain up. Like, hey, you got to go to work now. You can't be on autopilot, right? We gotta leave the mind, which is usually pretty busy about this time of day, right? Lots of conversations that we're having in our head. So it's just another way that we can kind of like chill out and calm back down. We need to come into coherence. Yay, go team. All right. So all that being said, let's go ahead and bring our hands up. If you're still not sure if you're breathing through all portions of your rib cage, please feel free to bring your hands to the rib cage just so that you can feel that. I also really invite you to make sure, just so that you can let go of some of the stress and the tension that we hold through our low back. If you can allow your hips to be higher than your knees, it really does help release tension in the low back. Okay, all that being said, thank you all so much for being here. Yay! So excited to be here with you guys. All right, so let your eyes close. Take a minute. And if you've got your hands on your rib cage, take this few cycles of breath to allow your body to breathe you and feel how your ribs move when you are not being mindful or not putting conscious intent into your breath. So all you're doing is just letting your body breathe, giving yourself and your body that 30 seconds of time so that they both can really settle in and decide, one, if they're really comfortable as you are seated, or if there needs to be some adjustment in order to find that level of comfort. So as you take these first few cycles of breath, just kind of notice where your rib cage may be moving, where your rib cage may not be moving. And just take a moment to notice if there's any areas of blockage. Take a moment to notice how the breath feels as you inhale and it passes in through your nostrils, through your nasal cavity, through the sinuses, and then down into the lungs. And then also take a moment to notice how it feels as you release the air from the lungs, back down through the nasal passages and out through the nose. And when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and take the first 4 cycles of breath into the rib cage. So you're going to work at your length of inhale, your length of exhale. And as you take this inhale, I want you to begin to feel the rib cage move out and up to the front, out to the sides, and then back behind you. And then as you exhale, notice how everything feels as it moves back into a place of rest. So when you're ready, coming from the nose, slow, steady inhale, fill the rib cage. And as you exhale, feel it all relax. And again, as you inhale, not only feel how everything expands, front, sides, and back, but also take a moment to notice, even if it's just mentally, that as you do this, the little muscles that live in between each of your ribs, your intercostal muscles, are also tightening and contracting. They're helping your rib cage expand. And as you find that exhale, they're relaxing and lengthening and creating more space between. And then again, front to back and side to side. And then as you exhale, gently letting it all release. And if you tend to breathe a little high, meaning that you tend to breathe in the upper sections of your lungs, try placing your hands towards the lower part of your rib cage to make sure that that area is also expanding as well. And then one last time, gently inhale, front to back, side to side. And when you're ready, gently exhale, allowing it to release. And now once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and shift our hands. You can bring one to just below the sternum, one to the low belly. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin the breath in the low belly and then bring that breath all the way up so that again we feel that expansion through the rib cage in all directions. So when you're ready, slow, steady inhale, letting it begin in the low belly. And when you get ready to exhale, let it release from the rib cage first. And then draw it all the way down to the low belly and feel that low belly gently draw in and maybe slightly up. And again, coming from the low belly, gently drawing in. Feeling it move all the way up. And then exhale, releasing from the rib cage and letting it come all the way back down. Connecting into that low belly. 2 more times. Do this to your pattern of breath. And when you finish with your second breath, just simply place your hands on top of your thighs, palms facing up. Okay. Once you have your hands, palms facing up, what I want you to do is take the tip of the thumb to the tips of the index fingers and just let them lightly touch. So for those of you that have been baking and cooking for a long time and have reached into many hot ovens, you may not have quite as much sensation on the tips of your fingers and your thumb because they become a little callous. So just know that we're here not as a place of judgment, but just a space of observation. So just notice how much sensation you can actually feel between lightly touching the tip of the index finger and the tip of the thumb. And then very gently tap the index finger and the tip of the thumb together, just to see if maybe you can increase and wake up the nerve endings just a little bit, increasing the sensation. And then go ahead and let them pause in the tap and just hold. See if you can feel a little bit more sensation. And then let's go ahead and move to the second finger and the thumb. Very light touch. Notice if you can feel the sensation on the tips of the fingers and the tip of the thumb. And then just gently, very light tapping. Very small movement. Just working to wake up those nerve endings. Slow, steady inhale, slow, steady exhale. So you're still continuing your deep diaphragmatic breath as you're here. Let the tip of the finger and the thumb pause. See if you can feel a little bit more sensation between the finger and the thumb. And then take this to the ring finger and the thumb. See if you notice how much sensation you have. You might have some fingers where you have slightly more sensation than the others. And again, very gentle tapping, just working to wake things up. What we're working towards is reawakening the other senses other than just our vision. As we age, especially when it comes to walking in balance, we stop depending on our proprioception and start depending more on our vision. So we're trying to reboot our proprioception and gently stop the tap. Notice the sensation now. And then finally take it to the thumb and the pinky finger. Notice the amount of sensation between the thumb and the pinky finger. Gentle tapping. And then gently hold. Notice if there's any more sensation. And then gently release. Go ahead, and I want you to take the hands and just gently shake the hands. Then let it come out to the arms. Gently shake the arms. And then extend the arms. Let the palms face front. Still breathing that deep diaphragmatic breath. And I encourage you to see if you can take those inner edges of the shoulder blades, gently squeeze them together here. Let your arms come down by your sides. Let your eyes gently open. Let the corners of your mouth turn upward. And let's go ahead, bring our hands behind from wherever we're seated. So our torso is going to come back a little bit. And again, take a moment, and I want you to gently squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. And then gently release. Okay. All right, let's grab our straps. We're going to do a little bit with our arms. One thing I'd like us to do before we pick up our straps. So we've got our straps at the ready. We can place them right across our tops of our thighs. I want us to bring our arms up and then together. So see if you can touch elbows in the palms. Breathe. And without wrapping the arms, but still keeping them together, see if you can draw the elbows down a little bit. And as you draw the elbows down a little bit, I want you to take a moment to focus. I'm going to turn myself a little bit to the side. focus on drawing the arms towards each other and really activating the chest to pull everything towards each other from the front. So we're pulling our two sides together, front, left side to right side. Good. And if the arms start to shake, that's great. Let it relax. Again, come back to the wiggle wobble of the arms. There we go. Good. Okay. Bring them back together again. Now, seeing if you can keep the elbows and the palms touching. See if you can bring those elbows up a little bit. Oh, may not be a lot. I've been spending too much time in front of the computer writing. So right now I'm like, I'm not having, my body's like, I'm not having fun. Just like this one, you can do it anyway. Breathe. And gently release, shake it up. Okay, now we're ready to grab our strap. So 2 ways, thumbs underneath the strap, fingers wrap, or if you want to use a little bit of extra tension against the pinky edge of the fingers, come through and wrap around. Okay, here we go. So hands are slightly wider than shoulder width. Good, are we good? All right, beautiful, everybody looks great. When you're ready, before we do anything, I want you just simply, if you've got your hands and fists, that's fine. But what I want you to do is gently squeeze those inner edges of the shoulders together. If you have the strap wrap around your hand, then you're going to feel a little bit of additional pressure against the outer edge of your hand. And just work on squeezing those shoulders. Now from that squeeze, keep squeezing and slowly lift those arms up. And it could be that your arms are shaking as you do this. So you're going to work on slowly bringing those arms up. Okay, I'm going to stop with a slight bend because I want to squeeze those inner edges of my shoulders together just a little bit more from this location. Beautiful. Ladies, you look lovely. Is everyone having fun? Good. And very gently, slowly, we're going to roll ourselves a little bit to the right first. So as we roll ourselves to the right, I want you to focus on opening through that left rib cage. Breathe. And then inhaling back up. Notice if as you did that, did your shoulders come all the way up by the ears? Drop the shoulders. Feel the bottom edges of the shoulders slide down. And feel those inner edges of the shoulders again reconnect and begin to squeeze. And then gently, slowly roll yourself over to your left. Beautiful. Open into that right side of the rib cage. Very nice. Beautiful. Good. Breathe deeply. And inhale, bring yourself up. Nice. Release the strap. Let those shoulders roll out. Okay. What we're going to do next is going to require one block. And I want you to start with the block over to the left side. Okay. You're going to take your right arm, inhale up. When you exhale, I want you to feel the squeeze come through that left side as you turn yourself over towards the left. Okay. And then I want you to bring your block in and let this right hand just rest on top. So we're going to start with the vertical spine. Okay. So we're upright. We're looking at the block, but we're upright. Okay. From here now, what I want you to do is you're going to release your left hand, bring it onto the block, release your right hand. So now we're tipping, we're hinging a little bit to the left, and I want you to, as you're twisting, gently bring yourself out just a little bit to the left. As you're here, I want you to continue to feel the squeeze through that left side of your torso. And just breathe. Notice this is not a big movement, you guys. You're going to make sure that as you're here, this feels comfortable. This feels like a twist that you could actually want to lean into rather than your body going, I don't like it and I don't want to go, I want to go away, right? We always want to make sure that what we're doing is a place where we can lean in. If your body says yes, you can take your hands to the edge of the block, bend into the elbows, and continue to hinge yourself down just a little bit. What you're looking for is that really yummy stretch that's going to happen on this right side. When you find that really yummy stretch, you just breathe. You stop, you don't advance, and you just really breathe into that right side of your body. So you can actually focus your breath to be more mindful about breathing into the right lung, which is what I want you to do. Breathe. And then very gently, very slowly, straighten your arms. Walk your block back. Okay. Walk your hands back so that once again you're vertical, and then lead with this right arm to inhale, sweep yourself all the way back over so that you're again facing forward. Notice how it feels between the two sides of your rib cage. Does the right side of the rib cage feel a little bit more open? Okay. Taking the block, bringing it over to the right side now. Okay, here we go. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, gently twist. I want you to really squeeze through that right side as you bring yourself over. Again, spine stays vertical. Your right hand or your left hand is coming to rest on top of the right thigh. Your right hand is just behind. Breathe here. Feel your body soften and relax. And then when you're ready, I want you to take the block and just gently, hands to the block, and just kind of move it out. And you're going to take it to the place where the twist feels good. You're going to continue to squeeze through that right side. Play with the idea of breathing a little bit more deeply into the left lung. And then when you're ready, I want you to gently bend into the elbows. Just slowly deepening this. Finding the place where the stretch feels really good. Where your body begins to soften and unwind and unknot. Shoulders are relaxed. Breathing deeply into that left side. And then very gently, very slowly, bringing yourself out. Gently straightening the arms first. Working your block back. Bringing your torso back upright so that you're gazing still over to the right. And then inhaling, bringing that left arm all the way over and down. Beautiful. Let everything move. All right. Good. Okay, you guys. So we're going to play with our core a little bit because we love playing with our core. It makes us happy. So 2 blankets, please. Okay. So we've done this before, but we're going to do it with a little bit of uplift because I want you guys to make sure that the lower arms are getting a lot of support. Not only that, but we're going to do it from a slightly different angle. We've been doing it flat. Oh, I want to give us something different to play with. So we're going to work with the 2 blankets. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin with tabletop. So our hands are on the blankets. So we're slightly elevated. With our feet flat on the floor. And if this is too much, what you can do is you can adjust the blankets. Like if this is too much extension through your wrists, I want you to adjust the blanket so that your hand is partway on and partway off. This decreases the angle of extension through your wrist, which is might make it more comfortable. Okay. So from here, just to kind of wake our bodies up a little bit, what I would like us to do is squeeze through the glute just a little bit, press down through the tops of the feet, and lift the knees up off the mat of approximately 1 inch. So just small movement. Notice if as you did this, because your quads are activating, did your glutes go completely non-responsive? Try squeezing your glutes just a little bit right here. And then bring it down. So super simple. What we're going to do next is I want you to come onto your forearms. Your hands are going to be lightly off, so you can either keep them palms together or you can lightly interlace. Okay. So from here, all I want you to do is squeezing through the glutes, I want you to gently lengthen yourself. So you're bending through the elbows, you're bringing your head past your hands, you're engaging through the glutes and up and into the core. And then as you exhale, you're still squeezing through the glutes, but now you're opening the angle through the elbow as you slide your hips gently just a little bit backwards the heel. So what we're doing is now we're stretching into the back. And you're doing this very slowly. If your body says yes, if this is not too much angle in your shoulders, you can gently continue to open until you can get the top of your forehead on your mat, or your blankets. You can stop at any point. So really what this is about is just finding that extension and activation through the scapula. And breathe. And then very gently, slowly release. Now what I want you to do is you're going to bring your hands forward so that, and walk your legs back so that you have your rib cage resting on your blanket. Can everybody see that? So now we're just a little bit elevated. Okay. If this is too much pressure for the low back, just move your blankets out of the way and come all the way flat onto the mat. Hands will come to either side. They're going to be slightly wider, which will make it a little bit easier for the elbows to draw back. All we're going to do here is take a deep inhale, exhale. As you exhale, feel your body sink into the blankets. And on the next inhale, see if you can begin to lift yourself. You're still on the blankets. All you're doing is just opening into the chest and gazing forward probably about 3 feet. Elbows are rolling back to the waist. And then exhale. Let that relax. One more time. Inhale. Notice how as you inflate your rib cage, it gently lifts your torso so there's no effort here. And exhale. Gently let it come back down. Press down through the hands, bend into the knees, and bring your forearms back. Okay, so that's the first round. Now we're going to begin to increase it a little bit. So if the first round felt good and your body has no desire to go any further, you're going to repeat what we just did. If your body says yes and would like to do a little bit more, what I want you to do first is curl underneath your toes. Your forearms are still on your blankets. And gently lift your knees 1 inch. Get nice and stable here. Squeeze through your glutes. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the second part. So with the knees lifted, you're going to go ahead and gently squeeze yourself forward so that your head passes your hands. Moving forward, finding that slow extension. Knees are still lifted. And then exhale, gently bringing yourself back. Again, knees are still lifted and all you're doing is slowly pressing back to a point that your shoulders say that feels really good. When you have reached that point of where your shoulders say that feels really good, bring the knees back down. Come back onto the tops of the feet. Now what I invite you to do is unclasp your hands, let your shoulders come out or your arms come out slightly, and with your hips still high, taking care of the shoulders. So this is going to be a little bit of a fidget, making sure that the shoulders are comfortable. Continue to press the hips back. They're not necessarily going down to the heels. What we're doing, and the head now is in front of the blanket. And you might actually be feeling this through the inner part of your armpit. Okay? And just breathe. Feel your body begin to soften here. And then very gently, slowly, let that release. Let your arms walk back in. Okay? And gently bring your torso forward so that you can once again lay your rib cage on your blanket. This time, if it feels comfortable, you can place your hands next to your trunk on either side of your blanket. Again, if this is too much compression through the lower lumbar spine, please come down flat. So from here, very gently, very slowly, without moving, take a deep inhale and notice how that feels. Exhale, let everything go, let your body soften. Getting ready for the next inhale, I want you to gently squeeze through the glutes. And this time, as you inhale, let your inhalation gently lift you off your blankets. So slow, steady inhale. This time you may push down through the palms of the hands. Elbows are still working back towards the waist. So all we're doing now is working into a slightly bigger cobra. Exhale, let everything go. Let your body drape down and forward. If your body says yes, you can touch the top of your head to the mat. One more time. Slow, steady inhale. If your body says yes, gently press up and off the mat. Elbows are working back towards the waist, gaze is straight ahead. Exhale, gently release all of that. Let your body relax. And pressing down through the hands, gently bring yourself back into tabletop. Okay. Third step. If your body was happy with second step and does not want to move further, stay with second step. If your body was happy with first step, stay with first step. If your body says, but wait, I have more, we'll go to third step. Come back down onto the forearms. Lightly interlace your fingers. Second part of the step, curl underneath the toes. Lift your knees. If that feels doable, I want you to lift your hips and gently walk your feet in just a little bit. They can be wider than hip distance apart. That's completely fine. Breathe here and observe how your body feels. If this feels that you are at your maximum, please stay here. If you feel that you have a little bit more, what you're going to do is take a deep inhale. Gently draw your torso forward so that your face comes past your hands. And when you're ready, exhale, gently press back. So basically what we're doing with each step is we're placing more of the emphasis into the shoulders and the upper body. So please be careful and please do what your body says is best for you. One more time, slow, steady inhale, gently drawing your face up and past your hands. And exhale, gently coming back. Gently bend back into the knees, come back onto the tops of the feet. From here, you're going to either be at step 1, which is arms stay bent, or step 2, which is you're going to lengthen your arms out wider than shoulder width and gently let your head either rest on the inner edge of the blankets or come to the inside of the blankets. Please take what feels best. And you're going to adjust this because each time you do this, it's a little bit different. So please work with what your body says to do at this time. And you're being very mindful of what's going on in your shoulders and what's going on in your arms. You're taking care of your body, guys. This is really important. You're not asking it to push. You're not asking it to do more than it wants to do. Please listen to your body and what it says it's comfortable doing. We don't normally listen to when our body says, I'd like to do this. We usually just kind of run right over that. So this is the opportunity to really listen to your body. Okay, gently release from this place. Walk the arms back in. Okay, gently come back forward. Chest and rib cage on the blankets. Remember, first position was hands to the outside of the blanket. Second position, hands next to the blanket. We're going to very gently, if you're working into the third phase, bring ourselves up into a fuller cobra. If that's too much, please take the place that feels best for you. So when you're ready, I want you to gently squeeze into the glutes. Slow, steady inhale, and I want you to feel how this moves through the rib cage and what it does through your spine and through the center of your body. As you exhale, I want you to let everything relax and release. Here we go again. If your body says that it would like to do more, this time, as you inhale, press down through your hands and slowly bring all of your torso off and into a gentle cobra. Breathe. You are working with what your body says. Instead of feeling the pressure in the back, open to the front. Feel the opening through the abdominals. Exhale, gently, slowly bring yourself down. Let your head rest if possible. Let everything soften. Please remember, choose the phase that feels best for you. If doing one set of third phase felt fun, but now you want to do second or first, please do so. If first phase is what feels best for you, please continue to do that. When you're ready, slow, steady inhale. Inflate your rib cage, press down through your hands, and gently take yourself up. Shoulders are relaxed. Chin is not jutted forward. Your head is in a neutral position. Breathe deeply into the front. From here, wherever you are, gently press back. And now, letting your hands come off the blanket, bring yourself down either into whichever variation of puppy pose, if less flexion through the knees is what feels appropriate, so hips remain high, or drawing back hips to heels, take yourself into extended child's pose. Breathe. Let your body soften right here. Three cycles of breath, long and strong, coming from the low belly and all the way up. Ladies, you all look beautiful. Moving into an extended child's pose twist. I want you to take your left hand, palm facing up, bend into the elbow and slide it underneath the right armpit. Come all the way as far up on the shoulder as is comfortable. It may be that eventually you can get that left side of the head onto the mat as well. If you've got your head on the mat, if your shoulder is on the mat, you can take your right hand and either gently press in just a little bit to increase it. Again, you're looking for that delicious opening. If that's too much, simply bring your hand behind. If that's too much, leave your right arm forward. Breathe. Beautiful, very nice. From here, gently release the right hand. Ground it, palm down. Slide that left arm out. Come back into extended child's pose. Take a moment to notice the difference between that left side and the right side. And then when you're ready, if your body says yes, I want you to take that right hand, palm facing up, slide it underneath the left arm. Once that arm is through, gently work to come all the way up onto the shoulder. If once you get all the way up onto the shoulder, your right side of the head can rest comfortably on the mat, that's great. If you'd like to go further, you can bring your left hand on top of the left thigh. Slow, steady breath. Gently press that left hand into the left thigh. Breathe. And then, if you choose, you can wrap that left arm behind. If that's too much, keep that left arm forward. Again, you're only doing as much as your body is welcoming you to do. One more cycle of breath right here. Gently, slowly Release that left arm, lengthen it back out. Ground it. Slide that right arm back out. Extend, come back either into puppy pose or extended child's pose. Take a moment to observe the changes that you've created. And then very gently, very slowly at the end of the next exhale, walk the hands back. Press up, coming into kneeling position if it's too much for you to come back to hips to heels. And let's go ahead, we're going to move our blankets. We're going to bring out our chairs. And I'm going to change our visual. I'm going to change our camera. All right, here we go. Okie doke. Whoops. Here we go. All right, you guys. So we're going to have our chairs handy behind. Rather than trying to do this as quite as much of a flow, we're going to break it down a little bit so that everybody can have a prop in case they need it. So this first part is to simply find mountain pose, find standing. Okay, so take a moment, spread wide through the feet. Please remember, it's always okay to go anywhere from hip distance to feet next to each other. And if the structure of your knees and your hips is such that it feels like better and more secure to be slightly wider than hip distance, that's okay too. Just be mindful about it. Know why you're doing it. Okay. So once we have that, let's go ahead, arms down by the side. Take a deep, full inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands down to the heart. There we go. And again, let the hands come down, deep inhale. Exhale. From here, as we inhale, I want you to bring your arms up, and I want you to use your right hand and grab the left wrist. Okay, if your feet are slightly apart, it may feel more secure now to bring them next to each other or not. So play with your feet, always fidget. When you're ready, elbows are bent. I want you to feel how much connection you can have into the shoulder blades in the back. Slow, steady inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to very gently roll over to the right and feel those hips shift out to the left. So the same thing that we did in cross-legged posture. Oh, but now what we're doing is from standing. And just breathe. Really feel that opening through that left side. If you want to add a little bit more resistance to this, you can gently take that right hand and gently pull that left arm down and resist that movement with that left elbow gently drawing up towards the ceiling. Oh, breathe. So there's no movement. You're just activating the posture a little bit. And then release that. Inhale, gently come up. Release the hands, sweep them down. And take a moment and just kind of do a little wiggle wobble and connect it. Beautiful, good. Okay, here we go. Next side. So inhale, bring the arms up. This time, you're going to take that left hand and wrap it around the right wrist. Elbows stay bent. Again, before we move, I want you to connect into the shoulder blades. Long, slow inhale, and then as you exhale, this time I want you to roll your body over to the left as you shift your body weight to the right. And breathe. And notice if you feel a difference on this side. Oh, just really breathe, soften into this. If your body says yes and you'd like to do a little bit more resistance work, you can this time take your left hand and engage that downward and then take that right elbow and pull up. Breathe. Please don't stop breathing. And then gently release. Inhale, bring it up. Oh, release the arms. And we have a gentle wiggle wobble. Yay. Okay, so from here, bring your hands to your hips. So one of the things that we're supposed to be practicing is what's known as plyometrics. So it's a full concentric and eccentric contraction. One of the things that we can do with this is a gentle hop. So we're going to practice a couple hops. So go slow, have fun. All we're going to do is bend into the knees, let the body weight get light through the heels so you're a little bit more centered through the balls of the feet, and lightly hop your feet out. Beautiful, good. All right, now I want you to see, can you hop your feet back? Beautiful, hop out. Good. Beautiful, look at you go, hop back. Notice if you can get a little bit higher. Last time, hop out. Beautiful, nicely done. Okay, so feet should be approximately 4 feet apart. Okay, más o menos. Everybody's got their own bodies, so don't, again, please play. What I want you to do now is you're going to pivot on your heel, and I want you to turn your toes out to a 45-degree angle. Same thing on the right side. Heels in, toes out at 45, okay? Get nice and comfy. We're going to test this out. So you're going to keep your torso vertical, gentle squeeze through the glutes, and I want you to bend into the knees and just lightly come down, okay? If you are tipping forward, that means that you are bending through the knees too deeply. If you look from the side, the torso should be able to stay upright. Okay, so it really doesn't matter how far you go down. It might be this much, but as long as your torso is upright, you're great. Okay, so here we go. So hands to the hips. And let's breathe. We're going to do a little bit of balance work. So what I want you to do is start with the left foot, come up onto the heel or onto the ball of the foot so the heel lifts, bring that down. Come up onto the right foot, ball of the foot stays down, heel lifts. Again, left, right. If you choose, here we go, try both. Whoa. Look at you go, breathe, yay, squeeze those glutes, you guys, make them work. Bring those heels down, very nicely done. Hands come to the hips, straighten the legs. Ah. This is where your body starts to sing. It's like, thank you so much for not making me stay in that any longer, okay? Now, next part, I want you to bring toes in. And depending on how you feel, you're either going to heel toe yourself all the way back, or you're going to hop back. Got it? Okay, good. Now, what I want you to do is prep your chair, okay? Because we're going to move into a triangle pose, and I want you to have your chair available. So what you're going to do is your chair is actually going to be to your left. Well, okay, your chair, so that you're facing me, your chair is going to be on this side, which I think is your left side. I hope I got that right. Or correct, shall I say. Ha, here we go. All right, from here, you're either going to walk your feet out or you're going to do another little hop. And we're going to go for about 4 feet. So when you're ready, bend into those knees and hop. Good. All right, now, right foot stays straight ahead. You're going to lift your toes, pivot on your heel on that left foot, and the left toes are now going to be facing that left edge of the mat, the short edge of the mat. Okay? And if you see, I've got my chair right here. So I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. What I want you to do is hands are on the hips. I want you to shift your hips over to the right. So this is where you get to play that you have sassy hips, right? Our hips are actually supposed to move from side to side, okay? We tend to kind of forget that, but yes, they are supposed to move this way, right? All right, once you've got your hips as far over to the right as you can, what you'll notice is that it automatically throws your torso towards the left. Your left hand is now free. All you're going to do is gently bring yourself down, so that you can place your hand on the chair wherever it feels best. Beautiful. Look at y'all go. Now, if you're stable, try closing your eyes, because we can. Close your eyes. How does it feel to be here? With your eyes closed. If you choose, you're going to release that right hand and bring it straight up into the air, fingertips pointing towards the ceiling. Your gaze is still in front, even with your eyes closed. Look at you go. Beautiful. Nicely, nicely done. All right. From here, open your eyes. Look at what you've accomplished. Please give yourself a pat on your back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to gently lower this right hand. And as we bring it down, our hip is going to come from open to closed as well. Now, so that we do not tweak our knees, I want you to bend into this left knee and step the right foot forward and closer to the edge of the mat. So that way you have space for your hips to come down. Beautiful. Look at you go. It might be that right where you are right now is as much as your hamstrings want to do. Okay? What you're looking for here is to feel a sensation in the belly of your hamstring. That's back here. It's in the middle. It's right here. If you feel it up in your glute, if you feel it behind your knee, you're going too far. If your body says yes, you can place your right hand behind your head or your behind on your back of your pelvis and gently, slowly begin to come in a little bit further. My left hand is still on my chair. I'm still using that for balance. Again, when you have gone as far as is comfortable, I want you to close your eyes. Notice how this feels. If you think your body can do this with your eyes closed, I want you to release your left hand from the chair and bring it back to meet the right on your back. And breathe. If that's too much, to ask of your body, please keep your left hand on your chair. Breathe. Gently, slowly open your eyes. If your left hand is on your back, please bring your left hand back to your chair. I want you to gently, slowly bring your torso up. Not all the way up, but slightly up. Now, I want you to bend into this left knee and your right leg is going to step back and come down onto the foot, right? You've got your chair right here. Please use it if you need it. Beautiful, good, very nice. Okay, if you're comfortable, release that right hand. Both hands, if they're comfortable, come back to the hips. And as long as your body says yes, and you've got padding underneath for that right knee, you're going to let the pelvis gently come forward. As you open a little bit deeper into your lunge. Very nice. Good. Be very careful and very mindful of what your body wants you to do. Okay. Now, from here, if you need to, left hand comes back to the chair. You're going to push your pelvis back. I want you to curl underneath the right toes and lift your leg up. Now this is the fun part. If you need to sit on the seat of your chair, you are going to pivot your feet back to the front. There you go. Good. Nice. All right. Hinge forward. Now you're doing this without the chair. If you need to, move yourself over so that you can sit in the chair. Hands come down. Good. Knees are slightly bent. Breathe. What I want you to do is, and this might be a little bit movement, what I want you to do is before you do anything with your hands, I want you to begin to sway with your hips. So notice I'm very gently moving side to side through my lower body. We're just connecting in with how much movement I can make from side to side. We'll come back to center. I want you to bend a little bit more into that right side, and I want you to walk your hands a little bit over to the right side. If your body says yes, and you can extend fully through that left leg, do it. Breathe. Gently, slowly, begin to straighten into that right leg. Walk the hands back to the middle, and now I want you to walk the hands over to the left as the left leg begins to bend. If your body says yes, you can completely straighten the right leg. Only if your body says yes. Beautiful, you guys. Very nicely done. All right, are you ready? Because from here, here's what we're going to do. I want you to come up onto the left toes. Pivot the foot so that the toes are once again straight, and walk the hands to the left side. You're going to pivot through the ball of the foot on the right leg. Here's your chair. Left hand is on the chair. You're going to bring your torso up. And I want you once again, hand to the hip, step that right foot out and slightly up. We're going to come back and do again Prasarita Parsvottanasana, I think. Head to knee pose. Breathe. Again, you're only taking this as far as your body says yes. Hand can be at the hip, hand can be behind. Left hand, if you feel centered and grounded, can also come behind. Okay, breathe. From here, hand comes back to the seat of the chair. Bring your torso up. Bend into this left knee. Step the right foot back. Bring your torso upright. We're going to do one more triangle pose. So when you're ready, left hand and hips. Shift the hips to the right. Notice how this pushes my torso over to the left. Bring the left hand onto the chair. When you're ready, lengthen that right arm up. Beautiful. Oh, very nicely done. Good. Now, this time I want you to take these right fingertips, wave them, and I want you to have those fingertips pull your torso all the way up. Good. Hands come to the hips. When you're ready, come onto that left heel, pivot the foot forward. Now, little bit of sidestepping in, and then one more time, let the toes come out, the heels come in. Got it? Bend back into the legs. Beautiful. Okay, this time, I want us to get a little sassy, so I want you to sway a little bit from side to side. There we go. Squeeze through your glutes, you guys. When you're ready, inhale, gently come up 1 inch. Exhale, gently come down 1 inch. Inhale, gently come up 1 inch. Exhale, gently come down 1 inch. Lovely. One more time. Press all the way down and bring yourself up. Charlie's helping. All right. Come and shift the toes forward. Gentle bend in the knees. Hop together. Beautiful. Ladies, that was amazing. You did so well. Okay, so now we got to do the one-sided postures on the other side so that we don't walk out lopsided. I want you to take your chair to the right side. Okay. Right, are we good? Right side? All right, here we go. So here's what we're gonna do. I want us to hop about 4 feet out. Everybody got it? Bend into the knees and let's give a good hop. Nice, lovely. Okay, this time, what I want you to do, right foot, pivot on the heel, stick those toes so that they're moving off to the right. Got it? Back to sassy hips. I want you to bring those hips as far over to the left as they will comfortably go. Notice that my torso is already tipping to the right. Continue to bring that down. Chair is right there. Right hand is on the chair now. Breathe. Good. Lengthen into that left arm. Very nice. Okay, you guys, those of you that want to be brave, close your eyes. Breathe. Those of you that want to push it a little bit further, try releasing that right hand so that it is not on the chair. Breathe. Doing a little bit more with our proprioception. Making sure that we are not overly reliant on our vision. One more cycle of breath right here. Now, with your eyes still closed, if you let go of the seat of the chair, bring your hand back to the chair. Gently open your eyes. Lovely, ladies. Now, you're going to go ahead and sweep this left arm down. Begin to turn that left hip. When the left hip reaches as far as it can go, I want you to bend into the right knee and then step this left foot up and closer to the outer edge of the mat so that you can continue to roll the hip down so that both sides of the hips now are facing the mat. Right hand is still on the chair. Left hand is going to come behind and you're going to bend into that right elbow and very gently, very slowly begin to bring yourself down only as far as you can feel through the center of the hamstring, through the center of the back of the leg. Again, if you feel it in your glutes, if you feel it behind your knee, you have gone too far. I want this to be felt through the muscle, the myofascia, not into the tendon, which is fascia. If your body says yes, you can close your eyes. If your body says yes to that, you can try releasing that right hand and bring it across the back next to your left hand or stacked on top. Breathe. One more cycle of breath. All right, let your right hand come back to the chair. Let your eyes open. Gently bring your torso up. I would say about 2/3. Bend into this right knee. Find your balance because you're going to lift that left leg, step back, and come down into a low lunge. Beautiful, very nicely done. If you need to, you can foot squish this right foot forward a little bit. Hands come to the hip. Gently let the hips and the pelvis come forward. Making sure that the knee and ankle are stacked, gently opening into this lunge. Breathe. Slow, steady inhale, slow, steady exhale. From here, you're going to bring the pelvis back. Right hand is going to come back to the seat of the chair. If your body says yes, you're going to curl underneath those left toes, lengthen into that left leg, and using the support of the chair, I want you to hop that left leg slightly forward. Still using the support of the chair. Ground that left foot and gently bring yourself back. Forward fold, head to knee. Again, hands can come off if you choose. Making sure that you feel this through the muscle. Breathe. Gently, slowly bring yourself up, all the way up. Keep your hand on the chair if you need to. Hands come back to the hips. I want you to take this left leg. You're going to bend into the right leg slightly and gently step that left leg back and open a little bit. Come back to the hips. Shift that left hip out. Right hand can come down. Bring yourself into triangle. And breathe. Very nicely done. Good. Beautiful. Very nice. Close your eyes if you choose. You can release your hand from the stool if you choose. Breathe. Release that. Now, bring your hand back to the chair. Open your eyes. Left hands, squeeze them, squeeze them. These fingertips, they are going to lead you all the way up. Okay? Hands come back to the hips. Lift the toes of that right foot. Pivot. Come in just a little. You ready? Bend through the knees, hop together. Beautiful. Let your arms come down by the side. One last full big breath of joy. Exhale, bring it down. Woo. Ladies, that was amazing. You guys did great. Okay, believe it or not, it's already time for relaxation. So we're going to finish with our twist just to make sure that everything is working. So if you need a little cushion or something, please use it. We're going to come all the way onto our backs. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera real quick. So as you come down onto your backs, I want you to make sure that you have if you're using a blanket or a little cushion about the place where your knees are going to land. So you're gently, slowly bringing yourself all the way back. Bring your knees in, gentle hug, Apanasana, energy green pose. Breathe. You can rock a little bit from side to side if that feels good. Okay, from here, gently bring those legs over towards the right. Let them rest if you choose on your cushion, or they can come all the way down to the floor. Let that right hand come on top of that left thigh. And just let your body sink into this twist. If your body says yes, you can breathe more mindfully and more deeply into your left lung. If you need to, activate to make sure that the brain and your neurons and your nervous system all the way down into the muscles, the motor units are functioning well. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze into that low back and gently press that left leg into the right hand. So again, no movement. We're just activating, making sure that everything is connected between brain and muscle. Breathe. And then gently, slowly let that relax, coming back to a soft opening. Breathing more deeply into that left lung. And then gently, slowly release that right hand. Draw both knees up. Once again, give yourself that gentle squeeze. Bring your blankets or your cushion over to the left side if you're using it. And then gently allow the legs to come over to the left. Allow this left hand to come on top of the right thigh. And this time, breathe more deeply into that right lung. Again, if your body says yes, squeeze through that right glute into the right back and gently press that right thigh into the left hand. Just making sure everything is connected, everything is working well together. And then gently, slowly release. Release that left hand, draw the knees back up to center. Give yourself one last hug. And gently lengthen into your final pose of relaxation. Please remember you can use bolsters, blankets, eye bags, arms down by the side. Let everything go. Let everything ease and relax. If you notice that your body has any residual tension, I invite you to take a slow, steady inhale and then squeeze everything. Squeeze all body parts, toes, feet, legs, core, glutes, shoulders, arms, face. Squeeze it all really tightly. And then let it relax and release. Let go of your breath. Take a moment of gratitude for your body, for yourself, for your practice. And once again, allow your body to breathe you. Gently, slowly, begin to find your way back. Begin at your fingers and your toes and your hands and your feet. Once again, allow that awareness to come all the way back up the legs, through the arms, and back deep into the trunk and the chest and into the breath. Take a full, slow inhale through the nose, full, slow exhale through the nose. Rediscovering breath, rediscovering life. If it feels appropriate, use your breath to bring your arms up over your head to stretch, fingertips to toes, and bones to skin. Then gently draw the knees high into the chest. Give yourself that one last gentle hug as a thank you to your body. Roll over onto your side and then gently press yourself up into a seated position. Bring your hands back together, palms together, thumbs at your sternum at the heart point. You guys, thank you so, so much for making time for yourselves, making time for your practice, and allowing me to be part of your day. I honor the divine in you that is the divine in me, that is the divine in all of us. Namaste. May the blessings be.